வேண்டாம் ஆரம்பிக்கிறேன். நோ ப்ராப்ளம். अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरो दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरं। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिधि नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्नाम् अन्यां सहस्रचरणश्रवणत्सुगादीन् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्। हरे कृष्णा। Welcome to the 15th chapter class. Before entering into the 15th chapter, we'll go through an overview of chapter 14, what we learned on chapter 14. 4 divisions we have seen. In that, the first division was 3 modes of material nature, and we saw the definition of what are the modes of material nature and types of material nature and how I am related with this material nature. And then second portion was about recognizing a mode supremacy, the mode of goodness. When a person is the mode of goodness, he has clarity. When a person comes under the mode of passion, he gets anxiety. And when a person comes under the mode of ignorance, he becomes deluded. The third portion was acting and dying within the modes. We are actually acting and dying within these 3 modes normally in this material world. So when a person is in goodness, he goes to heavenly planets. His future, his destination is heavenly planets. And if he becomes passionate, if he get to the mode of passion, then he come back to the earthly planets to suffer, and then repeated birth and death. And then if he is ignorant, in the mode of ignorance, he gets to hellish planets or takes birth in lower species of life. Then we also studied about transcending, how to transcend the 3 modes of material nature, and what is the behavior of a person who has transcended, the symptoms of who has transcended, and what's the method of transcending. Mam chayo avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samadeti dan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. A person can transcend the 3 modes of material nature by having positive engagement in unadulterated devotional service to Krishna. This we learned. And then coming to chapter 15, you can see 4 portions. We have divided the chapter into 4 portions. First 5 slokas describe, the nature of this material world. Whether this is a home or this is a hotel. Are we mistaken? And then about the spiritual world and comparing with the material world. And then they have description of the spiritual world and how it is in the material world. Then we have from 12 to 15 how Krishna maintains this entire creation for us, for our sake. Then 16 to 20 is the essence of this chapter. So this way we will start doing this. Home or hotel, this is what we have to see. Some of us, or most of us, consider this material world to be our house, our place. So we make distinction. I am from this country, I speak this language, and I am, like this and like that. I belong to this caste, I belong to this religion, I belong to this, belong to that. So many things. We describe so many things. But actually we should know we are all visitors to this material world. And we are not, we are not actually, we are, one second, hold on. Hare Krishna. Thank you. See, we are going to a city and we are going and checking into a hotel room. And as soon as we enter the hotel room, we don't like that place. We want to remove the scenery photos there. We want to put our forefathers' photo there, our grandfather, father photo there. And then we want to change the arrangements of the beddings and, table and all that. Then we want to put a screen in between. Then we want to repaint the walls. Nobody does all this, right? When you go to a rented place, a hotel room, we don't change the situation there. What we do is we just live there for how much of our time we require. After all, we know we are there for a few days only. And then we stay there, and then we get out of the place, finish the job, get out of this place. And we have to pay for it, and then you have to get out, right? So if somebody does all these different kind of things, that means he is not understanding that this is not his house. And if he says, no, I am paying for it, I want to have it, you don't spend extra money there. You don't spend extra effort there because it's not your place, right? So actually our house is there. After some days, we are going back to our house where all the facilities are already available, right? So this we must know. So we must know the material world is a temporary place. We are not going to be here forever. And our original place is Vaikuntha, the spiritual abode of Krishna, which is all facilities are available according to our taste. Okay, that is, we should know that. Then Krishna explains about this material world. What is this material world? Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Urdhamulam Athashagam Ashwadham Prahuram Vayam Chandam Yasya Parnani Yastam Veda Saveda Ved. Krishna is saying this material world is like a banyan tree. Why banyan tree? Banyan tree is so huge. It has branches, sub-branches, sub-branches. When it goes too far, the branches develop so far, then what happens? Another root will fall out from the branch and that will stick to the floor. It will become very strong. Whatever big, storm comes, the banyan tree will not get affected. It will stand strong, strong-rooted. But here, the banyan tree is weak because the root is up and the branches are down. So what does this mean? Mentioned here, Supreme Personality of Godhead said, it is said that there is an imperishable banyan tree that has its roots upward and its branches down, and whose leaves are the Vedic hymns. One who knows this tree is the knower of the Vedas. Have you ever experienced this kind of a tree? Yes, we must have. Because if a banyan tree is standing on the side of a pond or a river, then you will see the reflection in the water. It is not actually a banyan tree, it's only a reflection. It is upside down. But the reflection shows that original tree is there somewhere, right? So without the original tree, there cannot be a reflection. Similarly, the material world is the reflection of a banyan tree, means the original banyan tree is available somewhere else. Therefore, the reflection is seen in the water. Water is pond, or water is the material. That is the three modes of material nature. It is reflecting in the three modes of material nature. The original tree. The original tree is there in the spiritual world. Actually, we are in the reflection. We are situated in the reflection. That's why we go for so many things. We go for happiness. We enjoy. We want to enjoy. We want to go for permanent happiness, but it's not available. Not able to get. How can you catch the reflection? And that kind of material, that kind of enjoyment, longing, lasting enjoyment is not available in the material world because it is only a reflection. It is not the original place. Therefore, there is a story. Once upon a time, there was a king, and that king had a beautiful wife, just got married. The first birthday came. The king provided her with a nice necklace, beautiful necklace. And she liked it so much. She was valuing it so much. But unfortunately, one day, as she was taking bath, she kept it on the shore of a pond, and she was taking bath. One crow took the necklace and gone, flew away. She became very sad. She came and told the king, I want that necklace back. King said, no, don't worry. I will get you another necklace. Don't worry. And then she said, no, I want that necklace only because that's the first gift you have given me for my birthday. I want that necklace. I value that so much. You cannot get me, you cannot make another one like that because this is the original necklace that you presented to me. Then he was in trouble because the home department goes on strike. What he can do? And then he sent his soldiers everywhere to search. No way, they could not find. And then he declared in their country that you will be given, whoever brings that necklace back will be given, tremendous. They will be gifted tremendously. Will give you gold coin and so many things will give you. They have, offered so many things as present because it is his duty. He wants to make his wife happy, the queen happy. And then people heard that, very happy. They were all searching. Nobody got it. One day, one sadhu was going on the side of a pond, and he saw one person is sitting on the shore on the last but one step, and he's getting down. He is trying something, searching something, sitting and coming back again and sitting there. Again, he is going down, trying to take it, trying to do something inside. So he asked, "What are you doing there?" Then he said, "See, did you hear that the king had declared that one necklace is lost, and if it is given back, you will be awarded sufficiently. I'm a poor man. I want to get that award. I have seen the necklace here. I'm trying to take the necklace. The more I'm trying to take the necklace is going down again and again. I'm not able to catch it. I'm not getting it in my hand, but I'm seeing it here." He was wondering what to do. Then he came and saw, oh yeah, necklace is there. The sadhu saw the necklace inside the water. And they said, the man was going down to catch it. He's not able to catch it. The sadhu was intelligent. He just looked up and he said, oh, you see, the necklace is not in the water. It is on the tree. It's in the branch of the tree. You go and get it in the branch. It is only the reflection that you're seeing in the water. You cannot hold the reflection. You cannot catch it. So the material world, we want lasting happiness, lasting peace. That is not available here. Because this place is only a reflection of the original peaceful place. So you cannot get the original happiness here. Because this place, everything you catch, you got happiness, but you are not getting it. You got it, but almost you got it, you are not getting it. Like that, The way you want, you won't get the way you want it. That's a problem. Because it's only a reflection. You cannot be like that fool who was trying to take the necklace from the pond. It's available on top only. You have to see the original always. You have to go for the original. Right? So this world is like, there are so many things look like the same thing. But everything has a duplicate. The original is in the spiritual world. In the material world, everything is duplicate. So we look for Reebok and you end up with Reebok. The same, some little difference you cannot make out. So it's duplicate. Let's go for the real one. Let's go for the real world, of spiritual world. Let's not get lost searching for happiness in this material world. It's very difficult to get it here. Rather impossible to get the lasting peace, lasting happiness. Okay? So reflection may not be factual, but it is indicative of reality. The tree may not be there, but then it is indicative of the original tree. So the experience of material world and its varieties indicate the existence of the real spiritual world. That you must know. Spiritual world is existing, therefore this material world is existing. Without the original, there cannot be reflection. Right? If you see a reflection in the mirror, it means original is there on the other side. You look at the opposite direction, you will see the original. So material world is reflection. Then where is the original? It is a spiritual world. It's a real world. So therefore, how to free ourselves from this reflection? We are getting stuck in the branches, sub-branches, the leaves. The leaves are supposed to be the Vedas, means the knowledge. We get stuck. We have so many different types of branches of knowledge here. We get stuck in this knowledge. How to get out of this branches and sub-branches, and how to get out of this, problematic place. So we should identify ourselves. What is our real designation? We are after the designation. Somebody wants to be a president, somebody wants to be a secretary, somebody wants to be this, somebody wants to be, so many things. We are looking for designation. We always attach ourselves with the designation. We put our degree in some place. We put a doctor, DR, ER, all that we put there, LR. We put so many designations. We are identifying ourselves with the designations that we are thinking that we are. But actually, we should know what is our designation. If a dog is thinking, if the dog is thinking that I am the boss of this house and sits on the chair of the boss, doesn't mean he becomes the boss. He has to be in his place for him to be happy. Very soon the master will come and throw him out of that place because that is his chair, it is not the dog's chair, right? Therefore, Prasada Siharastobi, Kakakim Garudayade. You have seen the temples, you have, a huge pillar in the front. So, on top of the pillar, there is a Garuda. It's called Garuda Stambha. Garuda's picture will be there, or his, form will be there. And if a crow sits on top of it and thinks, I am now Garuda. Kakakim Garudayade. How can a crow become Garuda? It's not possible. So the correct designation we have to have. We should know we are only the servant, we are living entities, we are the servant of the Lord. The moment we understand the correct designation as the servant of the Lord, then we start getting happiness. We can free ourselves from this reflection slowly. And at the same time, in the material world, there are many people, yogis, trying to be detached from this world. It is not possible. Artificial detachment will bring us into more misery. Therefore, before being detached from this material world, we have to attach ourselves to Krishna. The moment we understand I am eternal servant of Krishna, then it is easy for us to get attached to Krishna. Then detachment automatically develops in this material world. So we can give up leadership over the material nature. Material nature is not under my direction. It is under, yesterday we read, it is under Krishna's direction that the material world is working. So we are trying to lord over the material nature. It is not possible. You give up, then you will become happy. Some things you try to do, you just give up, forget it, I don't want to do it. Then you become happy, right? Material world, trying to become the lord in the material world is like that. You can never become happy by trying to lord it over. So we have to get our designations correct. That's very important. So every time, life lesson is every time we are always challenged for having, for choosing a proper way. So we have to choose a particular way. Either we can choose our own way or we can choose God's way. Choosing God's way, we need support, we need help from the spiritual master, blessing from the spiritual master. From Bhagavad-gītā. In Bhagavad-gītā, direction is shown this way. That is God's way. If you take our own way, then we are in trouble. So we should choose a way every time, every moment. After the school, we know which side to take, whether to take science subject, art subject, or language subject. We don't know. So we need guidance from our parents, right? So after that, again, we need every time, for marriage, for this, for that, for job. Every time we need to choose. Every day, every moment we are choosing whether to do this or that. So every choice, we should carefully make the choice. The choice must be made in God's way. And we should know the material world, there is no permanent happiness, no permanent settlement. Because it's a temporary place. We can see in the movies or in the novels, you see, and they lived happily ever after. So much of struggle in the beginning, if you take a film for a movie, you will see somebody is loving somebody and somebody is stopping it, and lot of miseries and getting back, and finally they got together and they lived happily ever after. That is simply in stories only, not in the real life. In real life, there is no happily ever after. Every time there is choice. Every time we make a wrong choice, we suffer, right? So that's not happening. That's not real life. It's only in the stories. Only spiritual world is a permanent settlement. Happily ever after is only going to after going to the spiritual world. This we must know, because the material place is temporary. We will be asked to get out soon, because this is not our place. Okay. So there is two worlds, spiritual world and material world. You see, the spiritual world is very colorful. It's naturally, naturally it is light. There is natural light all the time. But in the material world, naturally there is darkness. We need to have either sun or moon or fire or electricity to provide light in this world. Without that, the universe is dark by nature. It is ignorance by nature. See, there are so many different planets. But the whole spiritual sky, which is always lit, is always prakasham. Prakasham means it's like light always. It's filled with light. Brahma Jyoti. It's called Brahma Jyoti. A light that is emanating from Vaikuntha planets is called Brahma Jyoti. And in that there is a cloud-like sky. In the sky there is a cloud like that. The Brahma Jyoti, there is a cloud-like portion. That is its universe. That's called Mahatattva, Karma, Ocean. It's a different subject altogether. It's a big thing that's mentioned in Bhagavatam. But we'll not go into all that. We are concerned about our universe. One universe. We are situated within this universe. And the universe is covered by earth, water, fire, air, ether. The thickness of which is double the other. Earth, if earth is 5 meters, and then water is 10 meters, and fire is 20 meters, double the other, like that. So it's covered like that. It's impossible to get out of this universe unless we have the direct blessings of Krishna, we cannot get out of this universe. But by chanting the holy name of Krishna, the holy name is reaching up to Brahmaloka, up to the spiritual world. Actually. So this way, we can, by chanting the holy name of Krishna, we can establish our connection with Vaikuntha Loka, but we are here in this material world, suffering, three modes of material nature, as we read yesterday. Right? So Krishna is explaining, Nadat bhasayate suryo na shashanko na pavakaha yad gatva na nivartande tadha paramam mama. Krishna is inviting us to his abode. Please come. He is inviting us. You come there, you have eternal happiness. There it is not dark like this material world. Nadat bhasayate suryo. There the Surya is not required. Shashanka, the moon is not required to lit. It is illuminated automatically. There is no electricity, fire, nothing is required. It is automatically illuminating. It is automatically self-illuminating. And Krishna says, Yad Gatvanande Vartante Tadhamam Paramam Mama. This kind of suffering in this material world, this kind of suffering is not there. One who comes there will never have to come back again here. You will always eternally remain there, Krishna is saying. So he's inviting you, please come to my place. Because you belong to that place. Mama eva amsha jivaloke. You originally belong to that place. You are my amsha, you are my part and parcel. We are eternal, fragmental parts of Krishna. Krishna is saying, Mama eva amsha. You are my part only, O living entities. You come back to me. We have lost our connection. Again, I am trying to connect with you. Please come. Krishna is inviting us. So let us awake. Let us wake up. Let us wake up to our real identity, and life would be very, very blissful. Just one conscious decision, knowing that I belong to Krishna. I belong to the spiritual world. I belong to Krishna. I don't belong to this material world. This material world is full of misery, suffering. You see? So that one understanding is enough. We can go back to Krishna. Let us come to that decision. I belong to Krishna. Let us not suffer here for want of so many things in this material world. It will never end. Your desires will never end in this material world. You want to get this, get that, and finally you will desire, I want to be with my father at the age of 90. You want to be with your father, mother. How is that possible? You want to go back in time. How is that possible? Not possible. In spiritual world, everything is possible, right? So I belong to Krishna. I don't want to be in this material world. Make that decision. That is life lesson that we learn from this. Krishna is saying, you are my part and parcel. Next one. Shariram yadavapnodi yachapyutkramadiishvaraha grihitvaidani samyadi vayurgandha nivashayad. Yes, explain spiritual world. Now is explaining material world. The moment we come into the material world, we need to have a shariram, the body. The body that you have, somebody asked me the other day the question, how do we go from one body to another, right? So Krishna is explaining in this sloka. Echapyutkramadi utkramati. Go from one place to another, one body to another. Utkramantam. We just, go from one body to another. How? Grihitvaidani samyadi vayur gandhani vashayan. Grihitvaidani samyadi. In this life, we have acquired different conceptions of life. While being in this body, we have acquired different conceptions of life. I am thinking I am a human being, or I want to enjoy like a tiger by eating non-vegetarian food. I want to enjoy like a dog. I want to enjoy like a pig by eating indiscriminately. I want to do this. So many conceptions, very deep conceptions we have acquired in this material world. Those conceptions, what they will do, they will carry us to another body. Just like Vayur Gandha Nivashayat. Just like if there is no wind, you are putting a powder, you're taking a very, 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 fragrant powder in your hand, but but the fragrance won't reach to the other room. But if the wind goes from here to there, the fragrance will be taken from this room to the other room, from one place to the other. When there is some in the season, flowering season, when the beautiful flowers, very good smelling flowers have blossomed, then the wind touches that flower and comes into our room, and that carries the smell of that flower, right? So just like that, Vayur Gandhan Nivashayat means, like how Gandha is carried by Vayu, how the smell is carried by air, like that, our conceptions will carry us to another body. What is our conception? If your conception is that I am eternal servant of Krishna, that will take us to Krishna. And if your conception is I am like this, I am like that, then that will take you to that particular body. Very dangerous. This is a cycle of reincarnation. And throughout your living, based on your association, based on your learning, you develop conceptions, you grow old with that conception, and you die with that conception. That will take you to another body which requires that conception. According to that conception, you get another body. That body could be any body from 8.4 lakh species of life. 8,40,000 different species are available. In any of the species, we can get birth. We can get a body of any of these species. It is possible if you have that type of a concept. So don't have concept like a dog. Don't have concept like animals. We should have a concept like I am a servant of Krishna. Then there the reincarnation will stop. You die, you go back, your body is finished, then you will reach that, your conception will take you to the spiritual world. Right? So change is inevitable in the material world. But are we changing for good? Are we changing and rising, or are we changing and falling? Very important. We should not fall, we should not fail in our conception of life. And we should rise, actually. We should go better and better. So because this is our part of it, how we are. And to maintain us according to our concept of life, how much Krishna is doing. Krishna is the maintainer of the whole world, the whole universe. And because of him, everything is maintained. He may be playing the flute, enjoying, but then he made arrangement, very consciously he made arrangement for us, for our enjoyment, because he loves us. He loves us unconditionally, without any expectation in return. He is loving us. But then he is saying, for our good, you do like this, you will be happy. And Krishna is also wanting to get us. But then he is totally, he likes that, if I love somebody unconditionally, then I like to act in such a way that he will be happy. So Krishna is acting in such a way that we will be happy. For that, Krishna is arranging so many things in this material world. Gama Vishwacha Bhutani Dharayamyaham Ojasa Pushnami Chaushadhe Sarva Somo Bhutva Rasatmakaha. I enter into each planet, and by my energy they stay in its orbit. I become the moon, and thereby supply the juice of life to all vegetables. You may be knowing this, right? The vegetables grow, they become very, juiceful, become very, mature, because of the presence of the moon. The moonlight nourishes vegetables, fruits, vegetables. You can see in the evening, you can see the flowers. The flowers, in the evening there will be buds, but next day morning when you get up and see, it will be blossomed, it will be good blossomed flower, right? So it's the influence of moon. There will be more flowers when there is Purnami. There will be less flowers when there is Amavasya. new moon, very few, full moon, then so many vegetables you get more, you can reap more vegetables when after Paurnami. It's true. Krishna is saying, I nourish them. Because I enter the moon, I nourish them. So everything is happening by Krishna's mercy. We should know that. You can see how it is true. You can see the material world, the ecosystem. Here, what happens is here, the water will get evaporated. And it goes and get condensed. After transpiration, it gets condensed as clouds. When it goes nearby, huge mountains like Himalayas, the ice will precipitate there, and the water will come down as rain. And right now we get water, and in the summer season, what is precipitated, the ice, the glaciers, they melt and they give us water continuously. Krishna has made arrangement in every season you have water to drink, quench your thirst. Right? Similarly, so many trees are there, and there are so many leaves. They do photosynthesis and release carbon dioxide. So release oxygen. They receive carbon dioxide and they release oxygen. Carbon dioxide is required for the trees. Krishna has arranged a situation in such a way that carbon dioxide is required for the trees to make photosynthesis, and they release oxygen, which we need for breathing. For our respiration, we need oxygen. So much oxygen God has provided for all of us to breathe in. But then we don't value. When coronavirus came, we know COVID situation, oxygen, what's the value of oxygen? Not able to get breathe. Right? Oxygen, we know the value of oxygen now. So that Krishna is providing it for free. And we are not thanking Krishna. And we need to be thanked for everything that we do. Otherwise, we think this person is not a thankful person. He's not a good person. Ungrateful person. He's not grateful for what I have done to him. But then Krishna is giving all these arrangements, you see. Similarly, Krishna is also making, everywhere there is cycle, ecological cycles Krishna has created. This carbon cycle, phosphorus cycle, nitrogen cycle, water cycle, oxygen cycle. We in the science, in the EVS, environmental science, we hear about all these different cycles. So the cycles are available by Krishna's arrangement. It's not automatically there. You say, oh, it's nature. Who has arranged to put that in the nature? See, first of all, you have Earth planet. You have troposphere we are living in. We are 0 to 10 kilometers. We have troposphere. Above that there is ozone layer, which will stop all the ultraviolet rays from attacking different layers, stratosphere and ozone layer. That will stop the ultraviolet rays from entering into the Earth planet, which will not allow us to live. It is like fire rains. It will be. If ultraviolet comes into the Earth, it will be like raining of fire. Raining of water is there, similarly there is raining of fire. So protect us. Krishna has created this ozone layer for 10 to 50 kilometers ozone layer. And we are so expert in depleting that. We are so expert in making whole, thereby allowing the ultraviolet rays to come and attack Earth. We are affecting the atmosphere so much. So bad. Krishna is maintaining, but we are destroying. Right? We are destroying everything that Krishna has arranged. Krishna maintains our body. Krishna maintains the nature. Krishna maintains everything for us. The sun is not only giving splendor. It's light. It's also giving heat. If there are 2 days or 10 days there is no sun, the entire planet will be covered with all sorts of germs, bacteria and viruses, everything. The whole world will perish because of the influence of all these things that we have created in the material world. And sun god, sun is, therefore we say sun god, and the sun is destroying all these germs, bacteria. Idaditya tejo jagat bhasayate akhilam. Everything is bhasayate, everything is known to us, clearly seen by the energy of sun. If sun rays are not there, what he will do? Gama Vishwaja Bhudani Dharayam Yahamodasa. He maintains the planets, he enters the planets and maintains them in the orbit. If they don't go directly, if they don't go regularly in their orbits, what will happen? If there clashes, what will happen? Krishna is maintaining the planets. Planet Earth also Krishna is maintaining. Krishna Michaushati Sarva. Supply the juice of life to all vegetables, as Virat said. Earlier we saw. Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva Praninam Deham Ashrita. Prani, all the living unit is stomach. He is there as fire of digestion, Vaishwanara. The fire of digestion. Fire is there in our body, therefore our body is having heat. When the soul leaves, that fire goes, the body becomes cold, right? So fire is there. So Krishna is providing that. Vaishwanara. So we must not, create trouble in all these places. Krishna is, we should not misuse them. Vaishwanara is there. He is digesting. He is there as digesting power. That fire is given by Krishna. Pranapana samayukta pachamyannam chaturvidam. 4 types of eatables, food stuff that we eat. All that is digested, and it is absorbed by Krishna's arrangement. These different vayus help us to absorb that in our body. What is required will be absorbed in the body. What is not required will be apana vayu, will push it out. All this arrangement Krishna has made for us. Who has designed the body? You talk about so much about your own godless society. Who has arranged society? Who has arranged your body? Who has arranged your eyes, nose, all the systems? Who has arranged it? It is arranged by Krishna. So we should appreciate that. Krishna is not expecting anything back from us, because simply he is loving us. See, because of awareness that for everything we are dependent on Krishna. We cannot do anything. We cannot even digest a food without Krishna's Vaishwanara, fire in the stomach. So that if you are aware of that, that brings a profound sense of gratitude and humility. We are subordinate to Krishna. Krishna is helping us. We are so grateful to you, Krishna. We feel the day you say we are grateful to you, Krishna. When you are aware of it, that day you start your journey back home, back to Godhead. Right? So it's very important. Life lesson we should appreciate. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto. Not only that, he is the maintainer of not only body, he is the maintainer of the mind and soul also. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto. Within everybody's heart, I am situated. I am seated in everyone's heart. And from me comes remembrance. Matta smriti. From me comes mattaha. Smriti means remembrance. Jnanam, knowledge. Abohanam, forgetfulness. Forgetfulness is also required. If you are not able to forget the previous life, people may question, why I am not remembering, why Krishna is not making me remember the previous life. We have more trouble by remembering the previous life. This life itself, we cannot remember everything. If you remember everything altogether, then you cannot live peacefully in this world. Remembrance is a great bliss. Remembrance is the forgetfulness is also a great, blessing by the Lord. And he says, by all Vedas, and I am to be known. By all knowledge, what is to be known? Krishna is to be known. That's the purpose of all knowledge. Indeed, I am the compiler of Vedanta, and Vedanta Krit. I am the compiler of Vedanta, Vedavid, and I am the knower of the Vedas. Eva Chaham. Everything is me only. So Krishna is saying this. You see, forgetfulness is also a grace of the Lord. It saves us from so many miseries, right? So we have knowledge of from Bhagavad-gītā, Srimad Bhagavatam, Vedic literatures. This knowledge itself written by him. It is given by him. So we should know. So when we do something for others, we want to be praised, appreciated. When others do something for us, we think it is their duty. And the Lord does everything without any expectation. That is unconditional love of Krishna. Krishna has given us everything. The intelligence also Krishna has given. The remembrance also Krishna is giving. Remember, forgetfulness also Krishna is giving. The food also is Krishna is giving. The digestive power also Krishna is giving us. For everything we are depending on Krishna. That we should know. Krishna is the essence of everything. He is the essence of everything. He gives us everything in life, actually. That we must know. So, the living entity is Dogmo, Purusho Loke, Sharaksha, Akṣaya Evacha, Sharas Sarvani Bhudani, Kutasto Akṣara Uchita. There are two classes of beings, the fallible and infallible. In the material world, every living entity is fallible. In the spiritual world, every living entity is infallible. It's called infallible. Spiritual world. Everybody is perfect in the spiritual world, and nobody is perfect in this material world. And the Lord is the Lord of both these beings. They are fallible, material world, infallible in the spiritual world. Infallible means independently wants to enjoy always the material world. It is not possible. You may want to enjoy, but you will get only according to your karma. Sometimes you enjoy, sometimes you infallible. But they also want to enjoy, but with Krishna. They never leave spiritual world, the infallible people. And Krishna says, Yasmak Sharamadi Doham Akṣara-tṛtīyā Atosmi Loke Vedecha Prathita Purushottam. Because I am transcendental, beyond both fallible and infallible. And because I am the greatest, I am celebrated both in this world and in the Vedas as the Supreme Person. He is the Supreme Person. Krishna is Supreme Lord. He had to say this because nobody else can say this. Everybody is forgetting this. So Krishna had to say, oh, look, oh, he's so proud. He's saying, I am the Supreme Lord. Yes, he's the Supreme Person. The Supreme Person says, I am the Supreme Person. It's not pride. When the Prime Minister says, I am the Prime Minister, it is not a pride. It is actually true. So Krishna is the Supreme Lord. It's actually true. We cannot say, I am the Lord, because I am not the Lord. That is pride. When Krishna says it's not pride, it's the truth. So, though fallible, even though we are fallible, we can still achieve all success just by following the supremely perfect person, Shri Krishna. That is the blessing that we have. You should know. So, the most confidential understanding of Vedas is that Lord Krishna is Supreme Being, is therefore worshipable. Always remember this, and then life would be perfect. You have perfect life by remembering this. That's why we read the other day. Always remember Krishna. Smartavya Sadam Vishnu Vismartavyo Rajadjit. Always remember Krishna and never forget him. This is our most important lesson that we have to learn. Because he is everything for us. He has arranged everything for us. We should know. We should be humble. Oh, I am very powerful. I am very intelligent. I made so much money and so much bank balance. I am this, I am that. I have passed so many examinations. I am a scientist. Nobody knows as much as me. All this is bullshit. It's only because of Krishna you are able to achieve anything that you have. It's only a splendor of Krishna's mercy that makes you successful in life. Because of your karma, you are being successful. Don't be proud. You should know it's all by Krishna's mercy. This is life lesson. So in chapter 15 says that it is only hotel, it is not home for us. The material world is temporary. Spiritual world is our real home. When you understand this, he is the knower of Vedas. Sistam Vedasa Vedavid. Such a person is Vedavid. He knows he has the real knowledge. and the spiritual world or material world. The spiritual world, we have read the spiritual world's characteristics, the characteristics of the material world as well, and our lost connection with Krishna is also established now, because he unconditionally loves us and we are his part and parcel. Mama evamsha jiva loge, Krishna says. You are really my part and parcel. Therefore, I am doing all these things. I am doing this for you. Why? Because you are mine. And we have to know that we are Krishna's. Then both the things are matching. Then we are saved. Krishna is the maintainer. He maintains our body, our mind, our soul. Everything is maintained by Krishna. The whole world is maintained by Krishna. Krishna is beyond fallible and infallible. Krishna is in the essence of everything. He is infallible. He wants to always be with the living entities, and infallible living beings always want to be with Krishna. Never leave spiritual world. And we want to enjoy separately, therefore we are suffering always in the material world. So we should stop this. We should understand. We should have the real knowledge. Material world is temporary. Spiritual world is our home. Try to go back home, back to Godhead. The moment you realize this, here itself you will feel at home. You will feel Vaikuntha in this material world itself. Now itself you can feel happy. Whose mistake? Is it Krishna's mistake? No. We have to realize it. Krishna is providing us everything. Whatever is possible, Krishna is doing for us. And we should be grateful and surrender to Krishna. Thank you very much. Take a small step every day. Please read this Bhagavad-gītā every day, which is very, very important. And thus we can actually go back to Krishna. This is the sorry, 1 minute. It is some words not happening. Okay. Now we have come to the platform of questions and answers. I have to unmute you all.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I have a doubt.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Can I chant
Hare
in
Krishna,
small
Prabhuji.
sloka Prabhuji?
Hare Krishna. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Can I chant one sloka?
Sloka chanting lasts. Somebody want to ask questions?
It's me Prabhuji.
Yes. Yeah, Hari Hare.
At last session you told that
Pardon?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
No. Not audible. Okay, Ambarish Mishra.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
You have a question?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, this Narayani, so
Prabhuji, after clearing doubts of children,
can
you please repeat verse 15:2-7?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I have a doubt.
Prabhuji, can you please show the last life lesson?
Gauri, you can speak. What is your doubt?
Prabhuji, can you please
Swapnil
show
Patil.
the last life lesson?
Prabhuji,
Ambarish, you are speaking something you're not able to hear, but sorry.
1 second. Prabhuji, can you please show the last life lesson?
Oh, sorry. Okay, its problem is mine. 1 minute, huh? Hold on.
No problem, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, 1 second. Let me clear up my speaker is striking.
Yes Prabhuji.
1 minute. Yes. Ready. Tell me.
At last session you told that we humans create religion. And I heard that Prabhupada said that Jesus Christ is a son of Krishna. Then why did he create Christianity instead of saying about Lord Krishna?
See, you cannot say everybody about everything. because you have to speak according to time, place, and circumstance. Everybody is not in a position to understand Krishna. So if you go to jail, you cannot say all these things. You have to tell, I don't have to tell in this forum that nobody should kill, should steal. That is not required here. But inside the jail, I need to say this, right?
Yes,
So,
Prabhuji.
to the children, I cannot say things that I speak to the elders, right? So, for every circumstance, in every situation, there are requirements. According to different requirements, ultimately, but they will lead everybody to Krishna only. Because we have to consider, we have to understand that Christ is not God, he is actually Son of God. He is like the spiritual for all those people.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Like Muhammad was a spiritual master, he is not God. Neither Muhammad nor Jesus Christ claim they are God. So
So Jesus Christ is the son of Krishna.
here Krishna is saying, I am God. So saying is God. So we should
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, yes.
Prabhuji, you are telling about choosing ways, our own way or God's way.
Yes.
How we will know it's God's way, Prabhuji? What will guide us?
That's why we must be guided by the teachings of Bhagavad-gītā. That's why Krishna has given us Bhagavad-gītā to understand what is God's way. And if you have any doubts on Bhagavad-gītā, then you have Guru. You have to accept a bona fide spiritual master, and you have to associate with devotees. And you read Bhagavad-gītā, and you are not able to always understand that, then the devotees will guide you, the spiritual master will guide you. So that's God's way, right? Good question. I will keep thinking.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I have another doubt.
Sneha has asked a doubt. Prabhuji, I will keep thinking, will other gods feel bad whom I have praying all these days? If I keep praying Krishna and totally engage in thinking about him, will other gods feel bad? Is it like if you pray to Krishna, all other gods are also remembered? Yes. Everybody is happy. Simply by remembering Krishna, everyone is happy. Because even Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu, or Lord Hanuman ji, or Ganesh ji, or Kartikeya ji, everybody will be happy simply because everybody else knows he is the Supreme Lord. Only we don't know. They are not like competitors God. They are like us, living entities. But they have been given heavy responsibilities because they are very worshipable. So therefore, we don't totally, remove them, throw their photo out and all that. No. We will also respect them. But we will chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. By chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, everybody is worshipped. Everybody is happy. Like other day we read, I don't think, I think you are not attending to the class properly, because we saw one family was chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. They are very, very happy, and all their requirements are served by all the demigods. So, therefore, we should know that all the demigods are great, great personalities. They all know this fact. We are only coming to know now. And they are only guiding us to Krishna, because you have been a proper, sincere devotee of those demigods. They are guiding you to Krishna now. So, also one more thing on that, how can we go back to Krishna in case we don't want to come back to the material world? Not in case, we should not come back to the material world. We don't want to come back to the material world. Then we can go back to Krishna. How we can go back to Krishna? Follow these principles that are offered by Bhagavad-gītā.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
I have another doubt.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, can you please show the last life lesson?
Last life lesson. Okay, I can show you that. Before that,
Prabhuji.
Swapnil is asking, Prabhuji, how can I be consistent in the remembrance of Krishna? By every day chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and every day in remembrance of Krishna. Okay, thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
How to associate with devotees? Because I don't have any other devotees here.
You can associate with devotees. Now you see you're associated with devotees. Many other. That's why we will have a WhatsApp group. By tomorrow it will be up. I think so. I wish it will be up by tomorrow. You can associate with devotees through that. If there is any ISKCON temple nearby your place, you can go to the temple. So many devotees you will find, and there are children's class going on in every temple. You can join that.
No, Prabhuji, it's almost 1 hour to go there from my home.
Okay, no problem. We can once in a while you can go there, associate, keep friendship over WhatsApp or phone calls, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
And read Bhagavad-gītā. Krishna will arrange. Very soon Krishna will arrange. Like Prabhupada went to America all alone. He wanted association of devotees. So what he did, he preached to his friends, whomever he see, he preached to all of them, and they all became devotees. Then he associated with devotees. Like you can talk to your friends about Krishna, and they will become devotees. Then you can associate with them, right? That way also you can make association.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji, for saying about this.
Thank you, Varek.
I was worrying about this only.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, I have a question. How can you think of Krishna easily in a mind, Prabhuji? Because when I think of something like, for example, something, and I'm unable to think of Krishna, so will it be considered or not, Prabhuji?
We can actually, it is not that we always think of Krishna. Like when Arjuna was thinking of Krishna always, but he was also fighting. When the fire arrow comes, he should know that he have to apply the water astra. Like that, he was aware of things. It's not that we are thinking of Krishna and sitting in one corner of the house thinking. Not like that. We are actually thinking of our work, how to do. If a person is cooking in the kitchen, thinking of Krishna, he will forget to put salt in that. He will forget to put the ingredients in that. Thinking of Krishna is that. How do we think of Krishna? Like a mother, how does she think of a child? When a mother is there, how does she think of a child? Mother is always thinking about her child. And she is going to house. At the same time, she is going to house and working. She has to do a lot of work. There she has to do a lot of work. When she does the work, she is still thinking of the child in the house, right? So similarly, even though we are working in the material world, and we are doing all the necessary work that we are doing, but still we are in our mind we are sure I am offering all the results to Krishna. I am working for Krishna. So that mentality should be there. That is the meaning of thinking of Krishna. It is not that always sit in one corner and think of Krishna. Not like that. Chant Hare Krishna. Not like that. It's good to do that, but then it's not possible. We have to study. We have to go for our work. We have to do so many things. Not that always think of Krishna as sitting in one corner. Think of Krishna in the sense that just like the father is thinking of the whole family while working also. He may be working far away from the house, and he may be coming only once in a month to house, but still he is thinking of his family so much. His attachment to the family is so much. The more farther he is, the more he is attached to the family. He's thinking, oh, my child, oh, my wife, oh, my mother, oh, my father. For them, I am working hard here. So that way he is in love with the family, but he is working there. Similarly, we are working here. What is required we are doing. But we are always thinking, oh, I am by doing all these things, I want to go back to Krishna. He is so kind to me, he has arranged everything for me. I want to go back to Krishna. And that eagerness to go back to Krishna is what is thinking of Krishna, right? You understood this now?
So, how can I think of Krishna? By following his instructions? So it's like...
Yeah. By reading Bhagavad-gītā, we should know what are the instructions. We read Bhagavad-gītā every day. We remember him. We chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. All that we do. Okay.
Please show the last life lesson for me.
Last 1 minute. Come to the thing. Last one. Most confidential understanding of Vedas. Lord Krishna is Supreme Being. He is therefore worshipable. Always remember this, and then life would be perfect. Right?
Prabhuji, 1 minute.
Prabhuji, I have a question.
Yeah, tell me.
So if a person is working really hard in his profession to achieve certain position or results, right, which we were discussing that it comes under Rajoguna in yesterday's class.
Yeah.
So does that come under Karma Yoga and it can also lead to moksha, or is it only the Sattva Guna that can lead to Krishna?
Actually, yeah, Krishna can be established in Sattva-guna. Rajoguna doesn't mean, even if you are working, doesn't mean you are in Rajoguna always. Right?
Okay.
If you are working for Krishna, you are not under Rajoguna.
But he is always trying to achieve certain position or certain results, right? So he is always passionate about certain things he want to achieve in his life. So how do we?
So the point is, you see, Arjuna was also passionate. Arjuna, it's not that Arjuna was chanting Hare Krishna and fighting. Arjuna was fighting. When that was required, he was fighting. He was all through. He knew, somebody is cheating, somebody is doing this, somebody is, picking for the back. So many things he has to be very careful. But at the same time, he knew that I am doing it because Krishna is asking me to do it. So the material world, you may have to fight, because the whole existence here is fight only. Matsaram. Matsaram means always competition. The material world is full of competition all the time.
Right.
Without competition, just like you cannot be in the water without balancing yourself. So you have to balance yourself. At the same time, in your mind, what is the goal of your life? You make the goal as Krishna. Whatever I achieve, everything I will utilize for the service of Krishna. See, I want to be higher. I want to go to, I want to catch a higher position so that I will get more money, so that I can serve Krishna better. So I will become more powerful, so that many people will work under me. I can teach all of them about Krishna. And you always think of the improving the quality of your Krishna consciousness. Also at the same time, Ma Manusmara Yuddhicha, Krishna said this. Very difficult instruction. Ma Manusmara Yuddhicha. You think of me and fight.
Okay.
You may ask, only one is possible. Either I can think of you or fight. Just like while driving the car, you learn to drive the car. They will say, you play the steering like this. And then you play the steering. Then you say, you press the accelerator. Then you look for the accelerator down. But the steering will go somewhere else. No, you have to do. Change the gear, putting accelerator, pressing this, pressing that. All these 4 things you have to do continuously. Simultaneously, you have to do it. Similarly, you have to do it simultaneously. You have to be Krishna conscious. You have to do what is required to live in this world. You have to do it. At the same time, you have to be Krishna conscious. You should not maintain, that kind of enmity. You cannot be hostile to other living entities, have enviousness, enmity to other living entities. All that you can remove. At the same time, you will write. That doesn't mean, I cannot be envious of other living entities. I will not write any competition examination. Then if I pass, then other people will not get chance. No, you will not think like that.
Right.
What you will do, what is required, you will do. At the same time, you will know that, yes, this is what I want to do. I want to fix my consciousness on Krishna. So let us not be sentimental. But I will not do this, I will not do that. Arjuna was trying to be sentimental. Krishna chastised him. Don't be sentimental. Don't be foolish. Krishna said, right? So this is important. We should know that. We shouldn't be. There is practicality in everything. That we should know.
Prabhuji,
Yeah.
I have ordered the Bhagavad-gītā since so many days. How many days I will receive it? Like
After the 18 days class is over, then we will compile how many Bhagavad-gītās are there. Then we will slowly pack. It may take another weeks. Yeah.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
One small doubt, Prabhuji.
Yeah, tell me.
We found like Krishna is the doer of all. I was just thinking, Prabhuji, why is it like we'll have problems while doing some work, like cooking or doing something? Why, like, let's say I'm cooking and the food may not turn out properly or anything that may not. Why will it happen, Guruji?
This is material nature. Material nature, everything is done by material nature actually. So Krishna has arranged everything for us. It is how we utilize it. So we should have Before performing any activity, we should have Ichcha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti. Krishna has said this. We will read this in 18th chapter. We should have Ichcha Shakti, we should have desire to do it. Jnana Shakti, we should know how to do it. And we should have Kriya Shakti. And we should have the power. We should use our freedom to utilize it, to start doing the work. So these things are required. So wherever we are failing, there we will, it's not that automatically magic will happen because Krishna is doing it. Krishna is doing it. Krishna is giving you intelligence to do it. But then we are also not robots, right? That Krishna will make it through our hands. We should also think. We should also, have Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti, everything. That's why I said, Krishna asked Arjuna to fight. Why? Krishna did not ask Nagula, Sagadeva, somebody to fight because he is more perfect. So we should be materially also knowledgeable. And the train goes in two tracks, right? We have already embraced material world. We are already thinking of so many things to enjoy in the material world. Therefore, we are not actually 100% appreciating Krishna. So therefore, as long as you don't appreciate Krishna 100%, as long as you are also having your own individuality maintained, then to whatever extent we have our materialistic understanding about ourselves, to that extent we will have problems. To the extent we are perfect in Krishna's service, to that extent we will not have problems, right? So when we become 100% perfect, when we leave this body and go back to Krishna, we become 100% perfect. Yayadhamam prabhadyante tam sadhaiva bhajamyaham. We discussed in the 5th chapter of Bhagavad-gītā. As much as we surrendered, that much we are perfect, right? Okay, thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Course is Bhagavatam, Prabhuji. Bhagavatam course, how many days it is?
Bhagavatam course we have not started. Actually, the slides are being prepared because it is Bhagavad-gītā contains 700 slokas and 18 chapters. And Bhagavatam contains, more than 700 chapters and 18,000 slokas. Information is the voluminous. Prabhupada has translated Bhagavatam. It is coming to 18 volumes of Bhagavatam. So therefore, there are 12 cantos, 18,000 slokas. So 18 things are there. So therefore, let us wait. So these things are being prepared. Very soon we'll come up with Bhagavatam. Maybe in portion we'll present Bhagavatam in future.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. You can be in touch. Hare Krishna. Yes, Sai Rakshan, your sloka you can chant now.
Okay, Prabhuji. Achyudam Keshavam Ramananayakam Krishna Damodakam Shivasudevam Paji Srirangam Madhavam Gopika Vallavam Janaki Nayakam Shivasudevam Paji.
Very good. Thank you. These are called songs. These are not called shlokas. This type of songs are called songs. It isn't shloka. Shloka means like Bhagavad-gītā shloka, like that. Okay. Very nice song. Thank you. Nicely sung, Sai Rakshan.
Prabhuji, can you tell me the meaning of this?
Don't ask me the meaning now, because that is not our class. Bhagavad-gītā class. Akṣaya-tṛtīyā, it's a Namavali. It's if you are asking me to tell you the meaning of the name of Krishna, meanings for every name of Krishna.
Okay, Prabhuji, thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I sent the one chat message.
Ah.
Can you please check message, Prabhuji?
We can go back to Krishna. Who has sent? Okay. Can you please show that? I'll keep thinking about Krishna. Can you please read it out? Not able to see. Consistent. How can I be consistent in remembrance of Krishna? Is that? We have discussed. We learned in today's lesson that it is Krishna who is doing everything. That we have discussed. If a person is working very hard in his profession to achieve certain, this is the profession to achieve certain position, research, which is that we discussed already. Oh, SDK, right? As per Bhagavad-gītā, the social the soul once, SOUL, soul, okay. The soul once leaves the body and enter another body, right? Just
Yes,
like
yes.
changing the clothes. But I heard from someone, when we do some special prayer yearly once for our ancestors, for that, they are waiting for that special offerings in our house. How to understand this? Can you elaborate this further? Yeah, this is a very good question. A lot of things involved in this. Actually, when we leave this body, what happens? We leave this body with a kind of, with certain kind of, thoughts or concepts. According to your concept, you get another body. Then what happened? To get the another body, suppose if I have consciousness like a pig, then what happens? Then I have to get pig's body. When if I go to pig's body tomorrow, I will not be able to eat what the pig is eating. I will feel it is horrible. How can I eat this? Feel like that. So my consciousness has to be tamed down to pig's consciousness. For that, there is punishment in places called hellish planets, which is within this material universe. And we go to hell planets. It is mentioned that there are the 5th canto of Bhagavatam, description of so many hells. You will be dragged on the hot soil, hot sand, and sometimes you'll be put inside the pond with a lot of worms. Sometimes you'll be put into the fire or hung on the fire. All these things cannot kill you or affect you because you don't have any physical body. You have subtle body. All this kind of punishment will go on. So therefore, at that time, when you leave the body, the Atma will leave the body along with the subtle body. Then the son is called Putra. Putra means Punnama Narada Trayate iti Putra. The Putra's duty is to save the father from this kind of a hell. We should not go through this hell. And for all that, we pray to God. We pray to Krishna that please excuse him. Whatever he has done out of ignorance, he has done so many bad things. Please excuse him. Let him, not suffer all these things. Then what happens? Then by Krishna's mercy, this person will not feel any pain. It's like when somebody is bitten by a snake and, he's a snake has bitten me. If he has not seen the snake, the poison will not enter the body. But if it does, he gets so much affected, then immediately, the whole poison will enter the body, right? I've heard that. So, similarly, when we get bewildered by all these arrangements, we suffer. When we pray to Krishna, then Krishna will make the soul peaceful and he will not suffer all that. Then what happens is, the soul is taken to Pitraloka, which is next door of Yamaloka. And at Pitraloka, they live very peaceful life. And Pitris are people who are always worshipping. There is a person called Aryama. He is the leader in the Pitraloka. And Aryama will make them all Krishna conscious. Then what happens? The Pitris, what they do, their 1 year is our 1 year is their 1 day. So every year means every day of the Pitris, we have to feed them. We have prayed for their liberation from the hellish planets. They have not gone to the hell because of our prayer, and they have gone to the Pitraloka. There, Aryama will make them Krishna conscious, and they will give them this knowledge of Bhagavad-gītā to the Pitris, what they have not learned from this material world, from this place, from earth. So they learn it from the Pitraloka, and they need food every day. Once in a day only they need food, and that food is not the solid thing. The remembrance of his descendants, they become happy. Their mind becomes satisfied. Right? When our stomach is hungry, our mind is disturbed. When our stomach is full, our mind is satisfied. Right? Similarly, by our remembering our forefathers once in a year, by doing that particular activity of Pitru Karma, Shraddha, they become happy. And they, without any problem, any disturbance, they learn Bhagavad-gītā from there or learn about God from there. This step by step, they go to higher planets. They go up to Brahmaloka. Then at the end of this millennium, they go back to Krishna. So it is our duty to support them. That is why they are called Putra or Putri. Putra means son. So the duty of the son is to save them from the hell of Punnama Naraka. the whole naraka, the whole kind of punishments, we can shortcut that by our prayer to Krishna. What do we do that? We offer our foodstuff to Krishna. The prasadam is offered to the Pitris, and they will accept it. They don't have to come here to accept it because it's all mind. Mentally you can travel in 1 minute. You can travel to America from here, right? Similarly, mentally you can travel. Pitr Loka, they can come, accept, and they will go, and you will be blessed. And the family, the descendants of that Pitr, they will become very happy with you, and they will bless you, and you will get good fortune. That's what they say. If you don't do that, then the Pitrs can suffer. Then the Pitrs will suffer there without food. Then what will happen? They will curse you. Pitra Shabam it is called. Then even if you have something, you will not. You have a car, but you will not be able to drive it. Like that. You have everything, but you will not. So many talents you have, but you cannot exhibit it. You cannot properly do it. Like that, Pitra Shabam will be there. So therefore, it is true also. But the Pitras also will become happy if you become a devotee of Krishna. Why? Because by your becoming a pure devotee of Krishna, these Pitras from Pitraloka, they get liberated straight back to Godhead. They can also go along with you. So there is a lot of things happening here. Simply by becoming a devotee of Krishna, we can save ourselves, we can save our ancestors, we can save entire lot of Pitras, our father, grandfather, great-grandfather, father. All of them can get liberated from the spiritual, from the Loka, from hellish planets, from anywhere they can get liberated. It's Krishna's special arrangement. It's not mentioned in Bhagavatam. We will know. Actually, there is an ocean of things. What we have discussed is only little bit, one rice kind of thing. But then there are so many things in the spiritual world. If you read Bhagavatam and Bhagavad-gītā full, you will know so many things. That's also true. Pitras also, we have our duty towards them. And if you do that, they will become satisfied, and we also become satisfied. We can together go back to Krishna, right? Thank you.
This Atma go to another body, right?
Pardon?
This Atma enter to another body, right? It will go to transfer one body to another body.
But if you don't do this, you go to another body. You get another body in the material world. If the son doesn't do all these things, that's why this arrangement is there. At least somehow or other, even if a person is ignorant, his son is praying for him, and thereby he is able to get a chance to go to Pitraloka. That's great, right? You don't have to take another. They will take a body in the Pitraloka, suitable for Pitraloka.
Oh.
Pitraloka also they have a body, right? The body is suitable for Pitraloka, body is suitable for Devaloka, body is suitable for Brahmaloka. Just like you have body suitable for earth here, your body is suitable for water, for the fish, right? Similarly, your body is suitable for different atmosphere. So you get a body in that place, in Pitraloka. You get a body there.
Prabhuji, what will
Thank you,
happen
Prabhuji.
if
Thank
there
you
are
very
no
much.
sons, Prabhuji? If
Hare
the
Krishna.
soul...
Nanda Pranam.
Prabhuji, I post another question in the chat box.
Another question in the chat. You tell me that shloka, that question.
Prabhuji, I post another question in the chat box.
Let me see, what is that? What do we suffer with all the problems, right? That one?
No, another one.
What is it? You tell me. Oh yeah, I saw Amrish. Okay. Prabhuji, what happens if you don't want to go to hell? Not to get punishments, but still go to Krishna. Yeah. You become devotee of Krishna, you will not go to hell for sure.
If we become a devotee of Krishna, we won't come back to
You will not go to hell. You will not come back. You will not go to hell. Don't worry about hell at all. All those places, because right now we are not worried about going to jail, right?
Yes,
Because
Prabhuji.
we will never do any wrong. Therefore, we will not go to jail. Similarly, don't worry about going to hell, because we are not reading Bhagavad-gītā to go to hell. We are reading Bhagavad-gītā to go to Krishna, right?
So if we go to Krishna, we won't come back to material world, right? By becoming.
You don't have to come back. Material world is such a horrible place. You don't have to come back. You can
Oh,
go.
okay. One more question. Why do we suffer with all the problems, Guruji, like health issues, mentally disturbed, and many such things?
Yeah, we suffer because we don't know. We are not this body. That's why we suffer. We will not suffer. The moment you become a good student of Bhagavad-gītā, then you will not suffer. You will understand the reason why I'm suffering. Then you will be having power to get out of that suffering. Right? That's why we are reading this.
Prabhuji, if the soul, Prabhuji, we just learnt if the son does that yearly puja, the soul will get salvation, right, Prabhuji?
The soul will get step-by-step promotion.
Okay, Prabhuji.
And if you become qualified to go to Krishna, they will also go to Krishna.
Oh.
That's the greatest thing. But the greatest thing you can do to your forefathers is to become a devotee of Krishna. They will also go back to Krishna by doing that. This is promised by Lord Narasimha to Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj, even though he was punished and he was disturbed and he was so much affected by his father, he was trying to kill. Father was trying to kill Prahlad Maharaj. But Prahlad Maharaj finally, when Narasimha asked him, "What do you want, my dear son? My dear child, what do you want?" Narasimha asked Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad asked, I'm sorry, I want my father to be liberated. And then Narasimha smiled and he said, what to speak of your father? 7 generations before and 7 generations after, nobody will go to hell. Everybody will be liberated. Don't worry. Why? Because you are such a nice devotee. Because of you. So therefore, it is our greatest dharma we can do to become a devotee of Krishna. We will do good for our forefathers as well as for our descendants. Why do we suffer with all the problems, Guruji, like health issues, mentally disturbed, and many such things? It's all happening because this material world. The world is offering all these things. We are under the 3 modes of material nature of this. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Yeah. Yes.
One slaka, Prabhuji.
Pardon?
One slaka.
One slaka, Nehasri. Okay.
Kishan.
My name is Kishan.
My name is Kishan.
Krishna. Krishna. Okay.
Brahma param Brahma vahi. Brahma kno Brahma namutam. Brahma ivatina gantavam. Brahma kamma samadhina. Prabhuji will recite one sloka.
Okay. Thank you. Very nice. Nehasri.
Yatyaham pradisannivishto mattasmrignanamapohanam cha vedaisya sarvairahmeva vedyo vedanta krudveda videvachaham.
Ah, super. Nehasri, I like you. I like your slokas because every time you are from current chapter you are chanting. Very nice. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji,
Yeah.
and one more shloka.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, one more shloka to recite.
No, now Krishna does want to. Krishna, your name is? What is your name? Monisha. Ah, yeah, chant Monisha.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Today I can say Dasavatara Stotram.
One Dasavadara Stotrams, one. Pralaya Payodi Jale, that alone is.
Pralaya Payodi Jale Dutavanasi Vedam Bhita Vichitram Apedam
Sing nicely. Sing nicely that. Don't go super fast. Pralaya Payodi Jale Dritavanasi. Chant that.
Pralaya Payodi Jale Drutavanasi Vedam Vita Vichitramapedam Kesavadutamina Sarira Jai Jagadisha Hare.
Very good. Tomorrow you can read next one. Okay. Chant the next one.
Prabhuji, one last shloka, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Bhaktaram yagatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhatam sarvabhutanam gyatva mam shanti mrichati.
Very good. You got Shanti. Very nice. Thank you. Nice. Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Prabhuji, Dhamma Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Nehasri. Hare Krishna. Thank you all.